The steaks hissed on the grill, smoke curling into the air, but even that couldn't cover the sharp cut of my dad's voice. "Madison," he called, his grin already telling me what was coming. "Time to start paying rent or pack your bags. This isn't some charity house." Quick pause, before we go further, let me know in the comments, where are you watching from, which city? And when you've heard the whole story, tell me honestly, what would you do if this was you? I read every single one. Okay, let's dive in. The laughter didn't just come from him. Denise, my stepmom, snickered, and Tyler, my half-brother, leaned back with a beer like he'd just witnessed a comedy show. I gripped the flimsy paper plate tighter, edges folding under my fingers. It wasn't just what he said, it was the fact he said it right there, in front of family and neighbors pretending not to eavesdrop. He wanted an audience. He wanted the humiliation. I set the plate on the picnic table, keeping my tone even. "You've been taking half my paycheck for years, Dad. I've already been covering the bills." He did that exaggerated shrug he always used when mocking me. "That's life. Don't like it? Move out." Tyler snorted. "Yeah, good luck with that." The smell of charred meat hung heavy in the air, but underneath it, all I could taste was betrayal. Everyone's eyes were on me. They expected me to shrink. Maybe cry later. Not this time. I walked closer, letting the firelight from the grill dance across his smug expression. "Fine," I said quietly, but my words cut sharp. "You want me gone? You'll get it." He waved his tongs at me like I was nothing more than an annoying bug. "Sure. And where you gonna go? That broken-down apartment? You've got no savings, Madison." The rest of the evening blurred into fake smiles and whispered side talk. But in my head, gears were already turning. He didn't know about the work I'd been doing behind the scenes. He didn't know I'd just signed papers for my own house. By the time the barbecue ended, my decision was sealed. If he wanted me out, he was about to learn how far out could really go. The next morning, I carried the last box into my car. My hands shook, not from fear, but from the adrenaline of what came next. By noon, I stood in the kitchen of my new place, deed sitting right there on the counter. 2 stories, white siding, wraparound porch. A real home. My home. I texted him one line. "I've moved out. The bills are yours now." It didn't take long. My phone lit up with Dad's name, then Denise, then Tyler. I didn't pick up. By dinner, their truck was parked outside my house. Dad stepped out first, face stiff, jaw locked. Denise behind him, looking sour. Tyler didn't even bother to get out. On the porch, I waited. He stopped at the bottom step. "You can't be serious," he muttered. I crossed my arms against the railing. "You told me, rent or leave." I chose leave. And with that, the bills stopped, too. The color drained from his face. Denise's mouth opened, but she had nothing. Even Tyler looked unsettled. For the first time, I saw it, their fear. The loss of control. When they finally drove off, I stood on my porch and breathed in the quiet. Not relief exactly. Something stronger. For the first time, the air didn't feel borrowed. Inside, I opened my laptop and started cutting ties. Electric, water, gas, internet, car insurance, each account untangled from mine. With every confirmation email, my spine straightened. The calls started again. Dad, then Denise, then Tyler. I let them ring. The group chat blew up. "Dad, this isn't funny." "Denise, you can't just shut things off, that's not family." Tyler, "Nice job, Madison. Dinner's ruined." I replied once. "I've moved. The bills are your problem now. Don't show up uninvited." But they showed up again anyway. Same truck, same faces. Dad stood at the bottom step. "All right, enough. You've made your point. Just keep the accounts on for one more week while we adjust. I looked him dead in the eye. No. You've had my paycheck for years. You told me to leave. I left. And my money left with me. Denise gave a brittle laugh. Cold. I stepped down the porch. No. Cold as laughing at your kid in front of neighbors. This, I gestured at my porch, my house, my choice, this is warmer than anything I ever got from you. Dad tried to speak, but nothing came out. For once, silence was his answer. I walked back inside and closed the door, the lock clicking in my hands this time. The next morning, I woke up to a kind of stillness I'd never known, no stomping boots, no shouting, no background chaos. Just sunlight through the window and coffee steam curling into calm air. Then the buzzing started. Unknown number, call us, this is urgent. Dad, the electric's off, food's spoiling. Denise, if you care about this family, fix it today. I set the phone down and let their panic stay theirs. For years, I'd been the safety net. Now, they were learning what I'd known all along, bills don't pay themselves. By noon, another knock. 3 sharp raps. Denise, alone this time, sunglasses hiding half her face. I cracked the door. What do you want? Her smile was tight, false. We need the car insurance left in your name just for a few more days. Tyler's got an interview. I shook my head. Already switched it. If he's driving, he needs his own. Her jaw twitched. You're punishing us. No, I said calmly, leaning on the frame. I'm just done letting you punish me. She blinked, startled at how steady I sounded. Your father's only acting this way because he's stressed. The shop closing. That shop closed 3 years ago, I cut her off. And for 3 years, he's leaned on me like a crutch. That ends now. For just a second, her facade cracked, her gaze sharpened, voice low and cold. You'll regret this, sooner than you think. I didn't bother replying. The door clicked shut between us. Later that evening, while unpacking in my new living room, my phone buzzed. An alert from the bank. Unusual login attempt detected. My chest tightened as I opened the account. Multiple failed password tries. Then another shock, a department store credit card, opened under my name, tied to an address I'd never lived at. It all lined up. A year ago, my purse had mysteriously vanished in the old house, only to reappear days later with nothing missing, or so I thought. Now, it was clear. Tyler. I printed every email, every statement, slid them into a thick folder labeled Boundaries. This wasn't just about cutting ties anymore. I was documenting, protecting, preparing. Close to midnight, another text arrived from him. Think you're better than us now? Watch your mailbox. My anger didn't flare, it cooled, hardened. They weren't just losing my paycheck. They were losing control. And they knew it. The next 2 days passed in silence. No door pounding, no phone calls. Just the occasional bitter text from Tyler, half taunts, half threats. I kept my replies short, written only, every word saved like my lawyer suggested. A paper trail. Evidence. By the 3rd morning, quiet shattered. My phone lit up non-stop. Screenshots from friends. Denise, posting on Facebook, dripping her usual fake pity. Some people turn their back on family after everything we've done, they leave us in the dark. Comments flooded in distant relatives, old neighbors, everyone chiming in. Sympathy for her. Concern. Not one post tagged me. Not once was I named. That was her trick, vague enough for gossip, pointed enough for blame. I didn't rise to it. Instead, I double-checked with every utility company that the accounts were fully in their names. No loopholes, no backdoors. Around noon, the doorbell rang. My camera showed Dad. hands shoved deep into his jacket, face tight. I opened the door, but didn't step out. What? His tone was softer than I expected, but still sharp at the edges. Mortgage is due. Without your transfer. I cut him off. Not my problem. His eyes narrowed. Do you even hear yourself? You lived under that roof for years. You don't just walk away from responsibility. I laughed, short, dry. You mean the responsibility you dumped on me the moment I started working? The bills you never asked me about, just took? He stepped closer. You think this new place makes you better than us? That you can hide here while we drown? I held his stare. I'm not hiding, Dad. I'm done being your lifeline. His jaw clenched. No words, just that look, the one that used to scare me. Then he muttered over his shoulder, you'll regret this when you crawl back. I shut the door slowly, savoring the lock sliding into place. Crawling back? Not in my vocabulary anymore. That night, as the sun dropped, the fallout began. A call from an old neighbor, they're in the driveway screaming. Bank accounts empty. Denise is yelling about groceries. Your dad's blaming her. I thanked them, hung up. Sat in silence. For the first time, they were carrying the weight I'd shouldered alone. The next morning, I decided to finish what I started. At the bank, I closed the last joint account. When I left, my folder was heavier, evidence stacked high. Hours later, Denise texted, we get it. You've made your point. Please, just help us this month. We'll figure it out after. I didn't answer. Instead, I saw her post online, funny how people change when they think they don't need you anymore. But life humbles everyone. For once, she was right. Life does humble everyone. And their turn was here. That Saturday, fate handed me proof. An email from the mortgage company, subject line in bold, urgent, past due balance. Notice of auction. 2 payments missed. No plan in place. 30 days until foreclosure. Years ago, I would have panicked. I would have emptied my savings to fix it. This time, I hit print, slid the letter into my folder, and waited. By noon, the pounding came. All 3 of them on my porch. Dad, red-faced. Denise, stiff. Tyler, smirking like this was some kind of game. Dad didn't waste words. You saw the notice. We can't lose the house. You're going to help. I crossed my arms. No. I'm not. His voice rose, sharp enough for the neighbors to peek over their fences. We're still family. I matched his volume. Family doesn't use you like a bank. Family doesn't laugh while you're humiliated. Family doesn't commit fraud in your name and expect silence. Denise stepped forward, whisper hissing. Do you have to do this in front of everyone? Yes, I said flatly. You had no problem shaming me when it was your turn. Tyler muttered. Unbelievable. I turned on him. You're right. It's unbelievable I let this go on for so long. Dad dropped his voice, the old threat laced in it. If you walk away, you're nothing to us. I smiled, calm. Then I'll be nothing to you, and everything to myself. Before heading inside, I held up the foreclosure notice for them all to see. My voice cut through the quiet street. This is what happens when you drain someone until there's nothing left. No more blood to bleed. I let the paper fall at their feet, shut the door, locked it. From the window, I watched. Dad frozen. Denise glancing nervously at neighbors. Tyler kicked the paper like it might explode. Then they left, silent. That night, I wrote a single line on my social media. Sometimes the best gift you can give someone is the chance to stand on their own 2 feet. Comments poured in with congratulations, encouragement, questions. I never named them. I didn't need to. Their downfall wasn't mine to explain anymore. It was theirs to live. And finally, mine to leave behind.